Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. We're out on the streets of Bristol, and today we're going to cover the topic of marriage. We want to find out if our people see marriage as an important thing, or what is important about being married.
So we want to make sure the people know that sleeping with multiple partners, is that in the Bible? Is that good for our community? What does that bring? Baby mothers and baby fathers. And with that we say cut.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. So we found 3 students that's going to help us with the understanding of marriage, how they see marriage. So on my left we've got Immaculate and David and Prince. So Immaculate, David and Prince. So Immaculate, David and Prince. I did ask you before, are your parents married?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. You're probably still young, but do you see yourselves getting married one day?
Yes.
Yes? That's good. That's good. Excellent. So, in terms of marriage then, what are some things that you see that's positive, that would benefit our community that's missing today? So some things that are positive that are missing from our communities today. What is this?
For like in marriage, you need a very attentive spirit, I'd say, because if you can't listen to what your spouse is having to say, then it's gonna cause you issues and everything. Yeah, I think that's a very positive thing about marriage. So you have to be attentive to their needs, to their desires, to what they want, to the rules and regulations and everything like that. So yeah.
That's a good answer. I like that.
It is.
And one thing that we can say is in our community we lack that.
When we're talking later on, you say in the future you plan to get married, which is a very good thing, because I notice in our community, when it comes to marriage, especially with young people like yourselves, it's not very common. When you look at the other nations, they get married. But when it comes to us, all you see is baby mother, baby father, and it's not good for us as a community, because when one parent is just there with that child, all that child will do is just take on the character of that one parent. Like for instance, if it's a son and he's with the mother, what character is he going to take on?
Yeah.
The character of the mother. It's the same way. That's what I mean. So that's why you need both parents to balance things. That's what I mean. So that you can then, the son can then know what it's like to deal with a female, and your daughter can know how to deal with a man and a female at the very same time. So this is the reason why now we are out here, talking to our people to find out what they thought of you. I know you said you're getting married, but what encouragement would you give to other people that so that they can then get married and be in the same situation as yourself? What would you like to say to them?
I would just say, just communicate with each other.
Communicate?
Yeah.
Now, I've got a few questions for you, my brother, of course. Alright? I know you want to keep your name off, that's fine. But we want to know, what's your thoughts on marriage?
Yeah, I think marriage is a sanctimonious thing. I think that's something that should be protected and encouraged, because at the end of the day, that's how lineage is kept, and how property, land, money, all those kind of things are passed on to future generations.
Excellent.
I think it's a very important thing that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Right. So marriage shouldn't be taken lightly, and we believe that as well. It's not a light thing. It's a very big responsibility, a man in our case, that we have wives that we have to make sure that we support, we look after, we protect and provide for. So it's not a light thing, it's a big responsibility that we have to stand up to. And that's one of the reasons why we're on the streets of Bristol. We're trying to promote marriage.
Today, what you find that these younger ones, it's not like they just did it 1 or 2 times. Something they do week by week. They go to the club, they get drunk, they don't even know who they're waking up with. Right? Because that is how society have trained us to be today. Like for instance, when you look in the community, us as black people, you notice that the rate of marriage is very low in our community. You agree with that?
Oh yeah.
But when you look at the other nations now, but their rate of marriage is higher than us, right?
Yeah, but also to do with slavery, you know, and the men, you know, the families couldn't marry, and you know, they just carried on with that.
But they were married back. They were getting married in those days.
On the plantations?
Yeah, because they used to have a custom where they used to call jump the broomstick. Have you watched Roots and Kunti Kente and all that?
Oh,
so when they get married, they had a broom and they jump over.
Yeah.
So that's what they call drop the broomstick. So they were getting married in those days.
When it comes to marriage then, do you see our communities filled with a lot of married people?
No.
No?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
What about yourself?
I feel like people desire it,
Okay.
but it's getting to a point where they idolize it instead of actual like trying to genuinely put their heart in it. Like they like the idea of marriage, wedding, during wedding this, this wedding that. So they don't actually put their heart in it. They just idolize on the fact that the ceremony behind it and not the commitment and the sacrifices involved in it. So
I like
very poor. It's kind of point society.
I like that answer because that's something that I do see a lot.
Yeah.
The grandness of the wedding is more important than the longevity of the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Now, in a marriage that you mentioned about listening and making sacrifice, we believe those things are important. Communication is very, very important in any relationship. Marriage being at the forefront right now is definitely something that is missing from our community, because one thing that affects us is that a lot of the times the simple things, like for example a spouse reaching out to the other spouse asking them, okay, how's your day going, is everything all right? It is communication. You're showing that person care, you're showing that person love, you're showing that person that is there anything that you can do to help? So those things are very important when it comes to marriage. So how do you see, just a man and a woman just being in their understanding, just being free to do whatever they want, sleep with whoever they want to sleep with? How do you think? How do you feel about that?
I'm not a person who would judge someone else's lifestyle. That's their lifestyle. They can do what they want. I'm just saying from a child perspective, from a money perspective, the child will have a head start on life, not just from religious, but just generally from an economic, financial perspective. Parents together, wealth, house, knowledge, information, connections. You know what I mean? So it's not just from a religious perspective, but also from a community perspective as well. It's not just only from pure religion, it's from civilization. It's about protecting the civilization, protecting their culture. UK, other places, they're having these kind of problems.
I like that, carrying on your name as well is very important. Even as a man, that's something that you would want, to be able to sustain your name through many more generations. When you see a lot of people here that decide, okay, I don't want to be married, it means that I don't want to have children. Also, it means that their name is not going to carry on, and that's a sad thing, But as you said, it's up to every individual what they do. But we can both agree that we would choose to be married than not to be married.
Yeah, of course.
But moving on to today, what advice would you give to the younger ones when it comes to marriage?
Especially if they have children, I think it's good to have a contract. It's like I always think, if you want a house or you want to buy a car, you really like it, would you just loan it, or would you just? Because you'd want a contract signed, say, not that you own somebody else, but you'd want to have a contract, a legal contract, saying that we belong together and we're a family unit legally.
Yeah, that's very good.
Whereas if you saw a beautiful house and you had the money to buy it, you say, I'll just rent it, and and landlord wants it out, you can have it back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you buy it, you sign the paper, buy it, no one can take it away from you.
And a very good system, because according to the Bible, the Bible let us know that marriage is very good thing because that's what the Most High God did. Because when He made Adam, He gave Adam Eve to his wife. That is whatever term they call it today. You know, so yeah, so that's why we you know, we want to see what your views and about marriage and things like that. So it's very good to know that you're getting married. So do you mind if I read up the scriptures to you? Because in the Bible it encourages us to get married, you know, not to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Because as I was saying before, in the community where you see all these single mothers and single fathers, you know, well, not saying single fathers, because single mothers, the father is the one that always leads the man. The book of Hebrews 13 and verse 4, marriage is honorable in all.
So God says in all things, marriage is an honorable thing. You understand? God sees that as a very high standard of how we should all see marriage. Yeah, it's not a light thing, really.
And the bed undefiled.
And the bed is undefiled, meaning what you and your wife or your husband do is between you two. As long as you don't go against what it says in Leviticus chapter 18, where a man is going to want to desire another woman in the bedroom, or a woman wants to desire another man in the bedroom, because marriage is between a man and a woman, right? Read.
But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
So there's a judgment for those that continuously fornicate, or someone that goes outside of marriage. Do you understand? God says He will judge them, whether it's by sickness, whether it's by someone catching them and then putting hands on them, man or woman. That's judgment by God, believe it or not. So God sees marriage as an honorable thing, and if you go against it, He said there's going to be a judgment. Does that make sense? Yes.
But today, as society, even though they get married, there's something that they love to do so easily. Give me Matthew 19 and verse 3. This is something that the society, especially, and the lawyers are the ones who benefit out of that. So they are the ones who's encouraging, you know, this. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him,
Right.
tempting him.
Right. So the Pharisees, you know about the Pharisees, right? So now they come in and they're asking Christ this question, right?
And saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
Every cost, meaning that today, because you have an argument, oh, I don't want to be here no more, I'm getting divorced. Isn't that what's going on today?
Yeah.
And then when they go to the lawyers, because they know that they're greedy, because they know that they're going to get money out of it, they're not encouraged us to look, go home, talk to each other, and see if that's what you really want to do. That's what I mean, especially if they have money, if they have some wealth. So I mean, he's just looking at what he's going to make. Well, continue to read that.
And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother.
Right, so when they said the man should leave father and mother, meaning that when you get married, you shouldn't married and then like for instance, you married a man, but you want to take it to his parents' house for you to live there with him.
Whoa.
You see me? That's not what he's saying. He said that you should leave your parents, you and your wife, and the what?
And shall cleave to his wife.
And cleave to his wife. That meanwhile, you should be together. Start to unite to each other. So I mean, don't let no one come in between you. Read.
And they twain shall be one flesh.
Should be one flesh. That means what? You have the same mindset. Right? So I mean, you sit down, you discuss what you want in life, what you want to achieve. You set your goals and you work on it and you move towards it. Not one try to pull on the other. So I mean, because when you do that, you're not one flesh.
It's a problem that we see, but it's not just only in our
Every community. Get me Sirach chapter 25 and 1, because again, we see these things, as you said, in communities, in different communities, that there's a breakdown in relationship when it comes to marriage. But look at how God sees marriage, going back to what we just read, that it's an honorable thing. Alright? Sirach 25 and verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1. In three things was I beautified, and stood up beautiful, both before God and men.
So God sees three things that is beautified, that he finds beautiful in. All right, before God and men. What are those three things?
The unity of brethren,
Unity of brethren, brotherhood. Yeah, read.
the love of neighbors,
The love of neighbors, because we have to love the neighbor as we love ourselves, right? Read.
a man and a wife that agree together.
A man and a wife that agrees together, God sees that as a beautiful thing.
With that, you getting married. Let me ask the question again because you answered, but is any encouragement you like to give to the young brothers out there about marriage? Like, you know, the intention of getting married.
Well, a lot of times, people when they meet someone, they might, or when they're getting to know someone, they might think immediately that they're in love.
Yeah.
And some people sometimes they tend to think like, yeah, I wanna marry her because they are in love.
Yeah.
But then they rush it too much, and they find some things out. Maybe things won't work out as they thought they would,
Yeah.
and they oftentimes they regret it after rushing it too much. And yeah, I would just say, get to know your partner in the right way.
Do you know that you actually quote the scripture there? You don't know in it?
Okay.
I'm going to read it and you're going to see. Because what you've said is very, very heavy. So I mean, and we're going to read it and see what the Bible says about that. Read that. See, I didn't have to tell my brother about it.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou would get a friend.
Right, so now we're saying that if you two are going to come together, right, because when you come together, you must be friends with each other. Because enemies, you're not going to get together, you see what I mean? You two, you cannot walk unless you agree, yeah? So when it's saying that to become a friend, you must prove your friends, read.
Prove him first.
Prove your friend first. Take time to know each other. Find out what the person like and dislike. Yeah, the do's and the don'ts. You see what I mean? You know, don't be too quick in the decision.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Right? Be not hasty to credit him, because oftentimes when a young man meets a young lady, she thinking that by laying down with him straight away, that's going to hold her. That's not going to hold him. Why? Because he's going to be thinking that was easy.
Yeah.
How many times you done that before? You know. But we also have a law that when we do lay down with our sisters, you know, we should marry them. You see what I mean? But you know, you as a sister should think, well, the person I'm going to lay down with is the person that I want to be my husband, and the child, the father of my children. The same thing to you, my brother.
Yeah.
You know, but society have not taught us that.
No.
You see what I mean? We're thinking that running around with multiple partners is the way to go. You see what I mean? But it's not.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about for people who have kids out of marriage? You know, like
Okay.
yeah, does that count into that?
Does that count as marriage?
No, like, you know, be
Like
judged for it.
judgment.
You know, like you're in a relationship because you have a kid out of the marriage. You know, maybe the guy is not ready to get married, but he's still like, I want to be there for the kid. I want us to be in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, will you still be judged?
Well, if you want, get me Exodus 22:16. If that man is willing to fix it, willing to come with that woman, even though they weren't married, this is what the Bible says. And we believe that the Bible is the foundation and the governing body of how we as a people need to get back to. Because listen to what it says. Read.
The book of Exodus 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid
So if a man speaks nice words to a woman, yeah, he's enticing her, read.
that is not betrothed,
That is not promised to another man, means she's free. Does that make sense? Read.
and lie with her,
And lay down with her. We know what that means, right? Read.
he shall surely,
He shall maybe,
he shall surely,
no, might.
he shall
He
surely
shall surely, wait,
endow her to be his wife.
you must make her your wife. Do you understand? This is what the Bible says. So if we apply this today, a lot of our community where you find single parent households will be fixed. Because if you know what, if I lay with that sister before I'm married to her, guess what? I'm tied to her. So I may as well do it right from the start, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we want to promote. That's what we want to show our young people, that it's not cool to go around sleeping around sin is fun, but guess what? God will judge us for those sins. Yeah? So that's what we have to understand. But marriage above all is very, very important. And it's a very good thing to have a relationship with someone that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. You understand? Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. So we've just finished our cuts from the streets on marriage in Bristol. We had some good insight and see how the people's minds are when it comes to marriage. All right, we met a very beautiful couple that was very keen on getting married. In fact, they're getting married soon, which was a good thing to see, and that's a positive. And that's why we're here. We're trying to make sure that we're making marriage great again by promoting it.
With that, we say shalom,
Most High in Christ bless.
Cuts.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, His word, His word, His word.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.